In December 1980, deep inside Rendlesham Forest in Suffolk, England, the Cold War world felt tense and uncertain. Dense pine trees, cold winter air, and silence surrounded a place that would soon become Britain's most mysterious and debated UFO case. Just beyond the forest stood RAF Woodbridge, a highly secure NATO military base. At night, security lights glowed softly, guarding aircraft and weapons during one of the most sensitive periods of global military tension. Nothing unusual was expected that night. This base operated under NATO command, during an era when secrecy was routine. Any unexplained activity near such a facility carried serious implications, especially in a world divided between superpowers and constant fear of surveillance or attack. At the forest's edge, tall trees swayed quietly in the cold wind. The darkness felt unusually heavy, broken only by the rustling of branches and the distant hum of military life nearby. It was here that something unexpected began. 2 U.S. Air Force security personnel moved slowly through the night on routine patrol. Their winter uniforms, flashlights, and training prepared them for intruders, not mysteries that defied explanation. Suddenly, distant lights appeared between the trees. They were small, controlled, and strangely steady. Unlike aircraft or stars, these lights seemed closer, deliberate, and out of place in the silent forest. The guards stopped. Trained instincts took over as confusion replaced routine. They exchanged cautious looks, unsure whether they were witnessing a security threat, a natural phenomenon, or something they could not yet explain. Moving carefully forward, flashlight beams cut through the darkness. Each step deeper into the forest increased tension. The air felt heavier, and the silence more unsettling than before. The lights began changing color, shifting subtly between red, blue, and white. They did not flash randomly, nor did they behave like known aircraft. Their movement appeared controlled and intentional. Through the trees, a solid shape became partially visible. It appeared triangular, metallic, and reflective. The object was grounded, silent, and unlike any aircraft the personnel had encountered before. Close reactions showed fear mixed with discipline. The guards whispered, careful not to alert whatever they were observing. Military training kept panic away, but uncertainty was unmistakable. The forest floor beneath the object looked disturbed but not destroyed. There was no crater, no burning, and no debris. This detail would later become crucial in questioning conventional explanations. Without warning, the object lifted silently. It moved smoothly through the trees, leaving no exhaust, no sound, and no trace. Within seconds, it vanished into the darkness. The forest returned to silence. No lights, no movement. Only the cold air and unanswered questions remained, as if nothing had happened at all. Understanding the seriousness of what they witnessed, the guards quickly headed back toward the base. Their urgency was controlled, driven by responsibility rather than fear. Inside the base, the incident was reported to superior officers. Faces were serious. Every detail mattered, because unexplained events near a NATO base could not be ignored or dismissed casually. Official notes were written immediately. The descriptions were careful, factual, and restrained. These records would later become part of one of the most scrutinized UFO cases in British history. Morning light revealed a peaceful forest. Birds returned, and the eerie tension of the night seemed gone. Yet investigators knew appearances could be deceptive. Military personnel returned to the site to examine the area in daylight. Their approach was professional and methodical, focused on evidence rather than speculation. They discovered small indentations in the ground, arranged in a triangular pattern. This unusual formation matched the reported shape of the object seen the night before. Radiation detection equipment was used carefully. Geiger counter readings were slightly above normal background levels, raising further questions but offering no clear answers. Every reading was documented. Times, locations, and measurements were carefully recorded, reflecting standard military investigative procedures. A wider survey of the area followed. Investigators searched for conventional explanations, remaining cautious and objective, despite the strange circumstances. Lieutenant Colonel Charles Halt, the deputy base commander, took personal interest. Known for his professionalism, he approached the situation with analytical focus rather than sensational belief. Halt recorded his observations using a handheld tape recorder. His calm voice captured events as they happened, creating one of the most important primary records of the incident. These recordings described lights, movements, and positions in real time. Unlike later recollections, they provided immediate insight into what trained military personnel experienced. That night, a second investigation began. More personnel entered the forest, equipped with instruments and clear instructions to observe, not assume. The team moved in formation, scanning the area carefully. Every sound and light was treated seriously, given the events of the previous night. A bright light appeared above the tree line. It remained steady, distant, and silent, unlike aircraft or known military flares. The light split into smaller points, descending slowly. The motion appeared deliberate, not random, and was witnessed by multiple personnel simultaneously. Observers pointed, documented, and verbally confirmed what they were seeing. This was not a single witness event, but a shared experience among trained servicemen. The light moved across the horizon without sound. It did not behave like satellites or aircraft known at the time. Its path raised further concern. Brief glowing objects appeared to fall from the main light before disappearing. No impact was observed and nothing was recovered. Despite confusion, discipline remained. Reactions were controlled, professional, and focused on observation rather than fear or excitement. Holt observed the phenomenon through binoculars, carefully tracking movement and direction. His concern was evident, but his reporting remained measured. The lights appeared to align towards sensitive military areas in the distance. Whether coincidence or perception, this detail intensified concern among observers. As dawn approached, the investigation ended. Personnel returned to base with unanswered questions and recorded observations. Inside, maps were spread across tables. Events were reconstructed carefully, comparing positions, times, and witness accounts. An official report was finalized. It avoided speculation, focusing only on what was observed and measured. The mystery, however, remained unresolved. The document carried a simple title, yet its implications were serious. Unexplained Lights would become one of the most debated military memos ever released. Witnesses later described a strange emotional weight during the encounter. Fear was present, yet curiosity remained stronger. The experience felt controlled rather than chaotic, suggesting intelligence behind the phenomenon, something clearly beyond normal aircraft or natural explanations known to trained military observers. One airman recalled the forest feeling alive and responsive. Sounds felt amplified, perception slightly distorted, and time unclear, creating a psychological impact that remained vivid and emotionally intense decades after the incident officially ended. Investigators later identified inconsistencies between official explanations and eyewitness memories. These gaps became the foundation of public doubt, suggesting critical information may have been withheld or simplified during a tense Cold War environment. Over time, researchers compared Rendlesham with earlier unexplained cases worldwide. Similar patterns of lights, silence, and military involvement appeared repeatedly, pointing toward a recurring phenomenon rather than an isolated misunderstanding. Years later, declassified documents confirmed the incident reached senior military review. This acknowledgement alone separated Rendlesham from countless sightings dismissed without formal investigation or serious internal discussion. Skeptics proposed explanations involving aircraft, stars, or lighthouses. However, these theories struggled to explain radiation readings, physical ground impressions, and synchronized observations reported by multiple trained witnesses. The nearby Orford Ness Lighthouse became a popular explanation, yet its fixed location and predictable beam pattern failed to match movements described deep inside the forest terrain. Astronomers suggested bright stars like Sirius caused confusion. However, military personnel were experienced observers, familiar with celestial navigation, weakening this explanation considerably. Psychological theories propose stress and suggestion influence perception. Still, these ideas could not explain physical evidence and consistent accounts recorded independently by different individuals. As years passed, witnesses never altered their core stories. None gained financial benefit, reinforcing credibility and suggesting motivation rooted in truth rather than attention or personal gain. The case regained attention when original audio recordings surfaced. Hearing genuine reactions in real time added authenticity, impossible to recreate decades later through memory alone. Researchers emphasized uncertainty rather than belief. Rendlesham remained unresolved because no single explanation addressed every verified element simultaneously. Media coverage expanded, transforming the incident into a symbol of secrecy surrounding unexplained aerial phenomena and government transparency. Books and documentaries revisited the case repeatedly, yet central facts remained strikingly consistent across decades of retelling. Military officials continued denying extraterrestrial involvement, offering calm but carefully limited explanations without providing full clarity. Despite denials, the incident was never officially labeled a hoax. This distinction preserved Rendlesham's credibility within serious investigative and academic circles. Scientists reviewing the case stressed one point clearly: unexplained does not automatically mean extraterrestrial, only incomplete evidence. The forest itself became symbolic. Ordinary land transformed into a site of enduring mystery and unresolved history. Visitors later walked the same paths, imagining confusion and fear experienced during that winter night so many years ago. Markers now identify key locations, turning secrecy into public history without resolving unanswered questions. For witnesses, the experience never ended. Many described it as a defining moment reshaping their understanding of reality and perception. Psychologists studying witnesses noted clarity rather than delusion, challenging assumptions about psychological misinterpretation. The incident influenced modern military discussions around unidentified aerial phenomena and transparency policies. Recent openness revived interest, replacing ridicule with cautious investigation and respectful analysis. Rendlesham became a reference case in official discussions on unexplained observations worldwide. Unlike fiction, the event lacked dramatic confrontation. Its power lay in restraint, professionalism, and documentation. No physical craft was recovered. Only testimony, recordings, and unanswered questions remained. Historians emphasize uncertainty as valuable, revealing limits of knowledge rather than investigative failure. Rendlesham's strength rests in documentation, not speculation or sensational claims. The Cold War ended, governments changed, yet the mystery remained untouched by time. New generations applied modern analysis to historic evidence with fresh perspectives. Still, no explanation satisfied every aspect of the encounter fully. This balance kept Rendlesham alive within serious research and discussion circles. The forest stood silent, unchanged, holding memory without answers. Night skies above Rendlesham showed no repetition of the strange event. Yet the possibility lingered quietly as unresolved curiosity grounded in observation. Ultimately, the case reflects humanity confronting the unknown with discipline and restraint. It reminds us mysteries deserve inquiry, patience, and honesty. More than 40 years later, the question remains open. Rendlesham endures as Britain's most credible UFO mystery, unresolved and quietly unsettling.